According to the Voice for Baloch Missing Persons, more than 50,000 people have disappeared from Balochistan. These disappearances expose one of the darkest crimes of the Pakistani state, which they are trying very hard to cover up. Yet, the scale of these disappearances is so large that it can't be ignored. One of the heart-wrenching incidents that exposed this heinous crime was the discovery of mass graves in Tootak in 2014. These graves were located adjacent to the residence of a man named Shafiq Mengal, leader of Nifaz-e-Amn, a group that acts as a partner of Pakistan's Frontier Corps. Many bodies recovered show brutal signs of torture like electric shocks, broken bones, and gunshot wounds. In recent years, human rights organizations and even Pakistan's own government bodies have documented thousands of enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings. Many human rights organizations have documented different numbers for these cases, but the actual extent is unknown, as despite these documented findings, prosecutions remain extremely rare, and Pakistan's response remains consistent denial. Behind this repression lies a fundamental economic grievance. Balochistan is suffering from long social and economic neglect. The province has the lowest literacy rate in Pakistan, about 42% in the 2023 census, and very high multidimensional poverty at roughly 71% according to the UN Development Programme. Just imagine height of negligence and exploitation. Even the natural gas extracted from Baloch soil was sold to other provinces at subsidized rates, while Baloch villages lack basic gas connections and electricity. I am talking about the Sui gas field, discovered in 1952, powered Pakistan's industries and cities for decades, while Balochistan itself did not receive gas connections until 1986, 34 years later. And then the Gwadar port, central to the China-Pakistan economic corridor worth billions of dollars, is on Baloch land. But development contracts and employment opportunities go to Chinese companies, and even workers are mostly Chinese. Local Baloch people are excluded from jobs on their own territory, and revenues from Balochistan's resources flow to Islamabad. When they demand jobs, basic rights over their resources, or even their basic human rights, the state labels them as separatists and anti-state elements. Years of enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and state repression have altered traditional gender roles, forcing women to lead the movement against what they describe as state atrocities. With thousands of men disappeared, they had to organize protests and sit-ins, demanding justice for their missing relatives. However, many of these protests have been brutally suppressed by Pakistani security forces. Beyond economic exploitation, Baloch face deep racial discrimination. The sociology textbook taught across Punjab and Sindh for nearly 2 decades defined Baloch as uncivilized people engaged in murder and looting. It was only in 2016 they dropped these hateful remarks from the textbook. Many Baloch students are targeted through hateful derogatory remarks from teachers and fellow students. For instance, Baloch students in Punjab universities were failed just for wearing traditional clothes. One student was told by a teacher that, "You look like you'd kill people." This manufactured image of Baloch as violent and backward makes their disappearances and torture easier to justify to the Pakistani public. They are forced to live under continuous state surveillance. Moreover, Pakistani authorities have deliberately created an information black hole, preventing discussion of Baloch grievances domestically and internationally. The demands of Baloch people are very basic: human rights, jobs, social and financial security, and infrastructure. But their issues have never been heard or discussed seriously by Pakistani authorities. For more such updates, please like, share and subscribe the Geo Frontline.